Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Brian Barnes, CEO of M1 Finance, to discuss the M1 Finance survey, which was fielded by Engine Caravan in November 2021 and surveyed a diverse group of 2,000 retail investors in the U.S. with at least $10,000 in investable assets. Brian, it's great to see you again. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Nice to see you as well.
And Brian, the retail investor really was the story for 2020 and 2021. What did this survey examine?
So we were really asking people, sort of given the retail focus and sort of, the mania that ensued over the last year, did that really change people's strategies or thinkings of with their investments? And what we saw was a lot of people did get invested for the first time. They were trading for the first time. But the people who are, more financially secure, sort of thinking about their financial security over long periods of time, have employed strategies that have worked over, years, decades, and the like, which is really long-term, more passive strategies where they're buying ownership stakes in companies and letting those companies appreciate in value over time.
And which strategy remains the most popular?
So you see the wide gamut, but it really does get into people who are, living more paycheck to paycheck, tend to be more short-term oriented, which makes a lot of sense, but that leads them to things that are possibly not the best long-term investment strategy. So they're trading in and out of things which will lead to either great short-term success or, as we've seen in the last couple of weeks, some turbulent action. Whereas the people who are more financially secure are exhibiting more long-term behaviors, that they're not really reacting to these short-term market movements, that they're always looking, 5, 10, 15 years out and sort of saying, if you could rewind back the clock 5 or 10 years, you would be happy to invest on any day, regardless of whether it was a big up day, big down day, turbulent noise. You sort of forget the short-term fluctuations and you're really, betting over the long-term appreciation of investable assets.
Does social media play a role for younger investors?
It absolutely does. So, people are going to, their peers and their friends, and, some people who they consider their peers are, just strangers on the internet who are sharing investment ideas and the like. I do think that, the Wall Street bets got a lot of attention, and I think that's a sort of jokey forum for various things. Some people are, taking the advice, but I think really what people are looking for is, hey, people that look and act and have the same perspective that they do as a person. What are their thoughts? What are they thinking? How can they validate various things? Are they making smart decisions, dumb decisions, and really getting that sort of peer buy-in for sort of crowd-based, comfort with their financial decisions really does help out. And it was something that, back in the day, you could call your 5 closest friends. Now you can put it to an audience of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and really get a nuanced perspective on what to do with your finances.
Did the survey find that investors are interested in crypto with the younger and also with longer term investors?
It did on both fronts. And so, I think if you rewind the clock on crypto 5, 10 years ago, I guess, maybe not 10 years ago, wasn't, the forefront, but it was more the intrepid few that were sort of dipping their toes into this new asset class, or even becoming part of the mainstream there. What we found is in the millennial and Gen Z demographic, so people call it 20 to 40 to just simplify things, more than 60% have invested in crypto over the last 12 months. And so it's moved into a majority of people have bought this asset class. And so, if they're dedicating their money to this asset class now, whether they're, jumping in head first or dipping their toe in, you can sort of see the momentum and the traction take place, that this is becoming a much more meaningful asset class, now, and, the trends are that will in the future as well.
All right, Brian, we appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you.